we're going to be going through the hat workshop today.
Yeah.
Workshop. Now, do you have any questions? I'm going to note down some of the questions beforehand, because
Yeah.
you'll ask me, I'll have to answer in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your questions for them?
So essentially what I'd like to look at is, if I'm going to run a workshop in two different scenarios at the moment. So one would be potentially old age homes, but mostly say in Oshers or wherever.
Yeah.
And with the Oshers, it's not so much of it might not be a workshop. It's more like what we do in a kids' party, but it's just the ballooning. So it might be teaching them to do a dog or swords or whatever. But starting from that level of what is it that I need? Because originally I thought, I have to get 100, or 50 balloon blowing up things. You said, no, you blow the balloons up in advance.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So it's all those things of, if you were going to run a workshop, what is the process? What are the things I need to know and have prepared ahead of time?
Yep.
What do I do on the day? And then how do I price it?
Okay, great. Okay, so head on the day, I can answer all those. Day. Pricing. Weirdly, this whole June, July is booked out just for balloon hat workshops.
Wow.
So
I can see myself doing that and finding that my personality. I think for me, the kids' parties, I'd find really difficult.
Yeah. So you want a teacher rather than a
little bit. I mean, I can do the rah-rah. Like if I was to go into a supermarket and do balloons, I could do that. But I think I'd find that harder. I don't know how to describe it emotionally more than anything, than going in and teaching it. Yeah, I think for me, the teaching, and even like with old age homes, the benefit of them using both sides of their brains, their hands, I can see it's fun. It will make them laugh, all that stuff, but they're involved in the participation of it. I like the fact that they're involved as well.
Yeah. Okay.
On that level.
All right. So now I want you to look up a girl called Julia. Julia, the boss lady, snake boss lady, I think she calls herself. Your persona and the way you look as well reminds me an awful lot of Julia.
Okay.
And just the way she comes across, I think that she'd be a great sort of role model to look at, because she's local as well. But she's one of those girls who what girls? I think she's slightly older than me. She goes around. She did start off with a puppet show, and now she is on what are they called? The fox things, snake lady, and she's just like literally like Steve Irwin, but a female English version.
Oh, right.
Australian. She's in Australia now. She's up the road. But you'll have a look at her and you think, oh, she looks like me, and just the way you speak as well is just Julia. So have a look, and then you'll see.
Cool.
It's always nice to see somebody who's sort of ahead of you in that game.
And take ideas from you.
Okay. This is going to be a fast and furious one, this hat workshop. So a couple of things. First of all, you need a pneumatic balloon pump, but you don't need one which is got oil in it. You need an oil-free pump. Now, on the website, on the course, you'll see on the shopping list there is a Ozito, Ozito. It's a square one. It's about the size of a small 7-kilogram carry-on package. I recommend using that one. I don't know if they've still got it now, but that's the one I bought from Bunnings. So they'll have a variant of that.
Yeah.
Get yourself some $10 Bunnings muffs as well, and some earplugs, just like earphones. Because what you'll be when you're doing these, it takes a long time, is put the earphones in, put the headphones on, and watch a video while you're blowing these up.
Okay.
I got told once, and it really is just nice. Rather than you sitting there.
Yeah.
What car have you got as well? Is it
I've got a Seltos, so I've got a massive car, like in the sense that I can pull the seats down. It's like an SUV, but
excellent. That's good, because if you've got this is going to be harder. So if you've got a big car like mine, I've got a Kia Carnival, then
I've got the Kia Seltos, which is a bit smaller than Carnival, but
so for example, I've got one which is coming up. I think it's 165 children, where I will have to go there for one stage, and then blow balloons up in that location for the next set. So I've got
right
happening, because I can fit about 700 balloons in my car, which is about 70 kids.
How many kids?
70. So about 10 balloons.
10 balloons per kid. Okay.
You can skimp on it because nobody knows. This is a top secret thing. Nobody knows. When you're working in an OSH, the person who's in an OSH is in an office. So you'll always see them. They're sitting in an office somewhere. They don't even come out. Then there's these 19-year-old girls or boys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Nobody really knows what's going on. And also, same with birthday parties slightly, you read the information. If you're not like me, and I am one of those, I will get every single thing that I paid for, which not many people are, then most of the time you can skimp it down to about 7 balloons, which doesn't sound very much, but when you're doing 700 children, that's a lot of balloons.
Yeah.
And also, the more children that you've got, the harder it becomes. So you need to make the show easier because you've got more faffing time,
Yeah.
So 7 to 10 balloons, and I'm going to go through what those balloons are in a second. Okay, so first, you also need those pop-up. Have you seen the shopping list as well? There's a pop-up little things you get from AliExpress. They're like laundry bags, laundry baskets, and you can they're like for camping as well. They're mesh, very lightweight, extremely lightweight, and they're about $3 or $4, and you can get 40 balloons in those bags, and they're square, and they just literally fold down and pop up. Shall I show you?
Are they kind of like the plastic ones that he had in his car in the game? The guy that went as a Jedi?
No, let me go and show my screen.
Okay.
Okay, let's go and have a look. Oopsie. Okay. Oh, hold on, bear with me. Everything's everywhere. Okay, can you see my screen here?
Yep.
All right. So we've got AliExpress. So this should be in the shopping list somewhere, but at least you'll know what it is rather than it disappearing. I hate all these.
How many do that fit? 70, did you say?
40 a time. Yeah.
40.
You don't have to be really like dead on with these things because sometimes they'll always burst as well, but it's a thing. So it's pop up laundry basket. There we go. I recommend every time you get something with which is this sort of thing for girls and boys, mixed boys. Don't get anything pink or don't get anything, get something black or
yeah.
So these ones here, the word laundry, don't get that because it looks a bit cheap. These are the ones here, these sorts of types.
Oh, okay. All right. So the mesh ones.
Yeah. Also cut down. You see these there's like tiny little skinny thing here.
Yeah.
Cut down that as well. It just gets you an extra 4 balloons in there too.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't sure if you meant those IKEA ones that are like round, but square would be better in a car, I guess.
Yeah, because also these fold really flat.
Okay.
Whereas the other ones round, they don't really compact very well. So you go in with like all these millions of balloons and come out holding it like this. It's amazing.
Okay.
Now with that as well, you will need 40. You'll just have to work out how many you need.
Yeah.
On top of that, when you put the balloons in and you stack them quite like tight so they don't fly off. Don't think you get 40 squash you in. Then on top of that, take ribbons or 2 balloons tied together and tie the top of it, because again they will in your car, or you're trying to take 2 at a time back into the place, they're going to fly out. So just extra balloon. I usually just have ribbons, it's easier. But
do you put the balloons in tip first or tied end first?
Tied end first.
Tied end first. Okay.
Also the Azito, let me have a look at the Azito balloon.
Are they hard to blow up with one of those like pumps?
No, and I'll tell you why. It's not one of
Oh, they've
those.
got a nozzle. Yeah, okay.
This is the one here. It's got a thin nozzle. So it's got this, where is it? It's got this gun here. Can you see that sort of?
Oh, right. Yep, yep.
My one's slightly sort of bent, which makes it, I guess, easier. I'm not sure. But it's got, you stick this in here. This is the gun. You stick that in there. And this is the thing here.
Okay, cool.
And it's just turn on. It's loud though. So what I also do is put some towels underneath it, or two. I have parachutes downstairs for the kids. So, on the kids' shows. So I do put 2 parachutes on there just to make it sound a little bit less. But air drag's dragged in there, so don't put anything on there. I don't know what happens. You might blow it up. Not sure. But yeah, that one's the best one because it's oil free as well. And it's not it's so cheap as chips. So that's that one. Right. The next thing you need to do is the nozzle, the knot in first and nozzle up, because you're also going to be blowing these balloons up in different lengths. So you're going to be doing the dog first. So say, for example, you've got, let's just say 70 kids, right? You've got the dog first, and you need to have not 70 balloons because some are going to burst. You're going to have 80 balloons, and they're going to be blown up with this, like, the gap here for the balloon, like that. That goes into two punnets. Now make sure that those colors of those balloons are the same color. So like any other color, like a standard, like green, orange, and blue. Look, I don't want pink. You just don't want all of those sorts of 11-year-old boys. And so green, orange, blue. And then for the dogs, it's just blue. This is the thing, they only have blue. They don't have, you took my blue one. It's all blue. Who's the dog? Okay, the next one is going to be the dog's sword. So the next one is going to be the sword. And that one, you can blow up to the end pretty much, but just when you, as you're tying it up, just go and let it. Like, top tip as well, when you do it the day before, you don't have to deflate it. It will already weirdly automatically deflate.
Deflate a bit, okay.
So I always do this the night before, and again, need 80 of those for 70 kids. Then I usually just do one top tip as well is to flesh it out a bit to an hour long. When you do the show at the start, make one of those hexagon hats and do some funny business. So I think I've told you about the balloon pump. That's not a balloon pump, it's a can of snake can. Have you seen that?
Oh yes, yeah.
So I would do that one, and just stick a you'll see it on my magic video as well. I've literally just stuck the top of it, top of the an old balloon pump on it, which didn't work, and then cut off the little nozzle, a little, the little green stem a bit, just so it looks halfway in. So yeah, do those bits of funny business and show a video and say, the person who is the best listener will get this super cool hat, and they'll all be like, and keep referring back to that super, who's going to be my best listener, that sort of stuff. So they've got some sort of like bits and pieces. So we've got the dog, the sword. Now we need so that's again one solid color. So it's green for sword.
Yeah.
Then you need you can either do a belt. I don't actually do the belt, but I know some other people do, which is just literally they twist it around and then keep their dog and their sword in their belt. So twist it around and then they step through it. I think it looks a bit rubbish.
Okay.
I would go straight into doing a hat. So dog, sword, and hat. That's the only things I would do.
So now, the hat, is that the hat that's got the 2 balloons? Like it looks like a
it's got the 2 balloons. Now with the hat, you can have whatever color you want, because it also what you want as well is you want to make it beautiful looking. So you don't want a standard stock hat. Saying that, you need the base of the hat to be the same, because is again, it's fighting about what color they want rather than like so you've got the dog, the sword, and then you've got the hat. So you've got one balloon for dog, 1 balloon for sword, then you've got 2 balloons for the hat. So you tell them to take the 2 balloons together, like to imagine that's a pen, like 2. And then you say to this side, you say, put your hand on here, and then you say twist, twist, twist. Okay. And then you say, put your hand on here, and you just tell them to put your hand on the other side, twist, twist, twist. And before they twist it, you show me where your hand is. And because balloons are quite forgiving, I used to do this whole thing. This is, I'm smiling to myself because you do this thousands of times and it only takes one person to say, oh, why didn't you just do that? And you're like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that? But that's what experience is, isn't it? It's just 1,000 times wrong until someone shows you how it's done correctly. So you twist, 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 and then they stick it on their head. Now that's a lot easier than what I used to do, where I used to go twist, 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 measure it around your head, take it.
Oh yeah.
Because it was just constantly they get their hair caught in it, trying to twist it on.
Yeah.
And sometimes so just kids can stretch that balloon over the top, and then they sticky out bits as well, and that's where you to twist bits onto it. So you have that bit on there. So they've got the two, just basically two, one twist there, and they've got some sticky out bits there. And then what you do is you say you've got, so that's one's, I'd probably say two different colors for those. Orange and a purple or something like that. And so that's now 4 balloons. Then you need the mass of balloons, right? So they can choose whatever color they want. You don't want to go straight into that, because what happens is they've only done a couple of twists. They've done the dog twist, they've done the saw twist. Do you mind if I just go downstairs and get some balloons for you so I can actually show you?
No, go for it. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Okay, right. So we've got here. So definitely don't get them to blow it up and tie it there. You'll just be stuck with tears.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got these ones here. So you blow them up exactly like the sword.
So with the hat, when you're doing the two, that's just 2 balloons at once, isn't it?
Once,
You're talking about,
Okay, so this one here. So they get. Oh, loud. Okay, so you say, right, everybody, hold your balloons together. Oh, another thing as well is I used to say this Chinese burn, but now because we're all in 2024, you're allowed to say anymore. So all I do is just say, right, you just gotta, take your hand, hold on to it this way, and then you've got to, go 1, 2, 3, and then just tell them to 3. And you start with that with the dog. I'll explain how to do the dog in a second and how to do that easy, but we'll just do the hat for the moment. So you're going to have to, before you start, just get a kid's head. You've got an 11-year-old, don't you?
Yeah.
So get his head, measure his head to here. So just say, right, I want you to show me where, I want you to show me this. So measure it, hold it. So I've got 2 sticky legs like this, exactly the same as mine. Now, if I won't get that, they'll be all over here. But I also not having them in set. Some ushers will say, let's have the years 1 to 2 together and years 3 to 6. And don't do that. So you need them all together. 1, because you want to get out of there early. You don't want to be sat there all day for the same amount of money. And 2, older kids, when they pair up with the younger ones, will be able to help them. Because most of them are, I can't do it.
So would you do 70 kids at a time?
Yes, because I want the most amount of money. My whole thing is the most amount of money, the least amount of time. So 70 kids at a time. And also the OSH people have to be there as well, because that's nice and easy. If it was a birthday party, I probably wouldn't, because
of course, no,
parents don't expect to work, no day. Okay, so So hold it here. All right, hold the other one. And you're going to turn one hand like this. Normally we twist with two, twist
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
but then they can't. Then I want you to do the other side. Show me what it looks like on this side, like this. Okay, now again, 7 rolls, 6 rolls. So you've got this much here, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Look at my length here. Can you see it? Who can copy me? Who can copy me? You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. Wow. Look, you've made yourself a hat. Isn't that? Now they've got these big sticky bits here.
Yeah.
The next thing you need is the extra box. Okay, so you're up to 4 balloons per child at the moment. The next one you need is the extra one, which is the 5.
Yeah.
It has to be the same color as well on top, because you just don't want people bickering over, argumenting over what color was the pink one was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get a contrasting color again because it looks better. So I'm going to pick a green for this one, but of course you can take whatever color you want. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, it's a long one like this. Okay, so you say stick it on your head. I also recommend that they do this sitting down, just because
Yeah.
control. Some kids will try and stand up, just be like button. So the next thing is you have got this one. So everyone's got this one. And sometimes I do it in a circle as well. And
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
okay, so you've got this one here. Now we're going to make the dog again, a bit like the dog's face again, just like we did with the dog. So this is, I should have done this at the start, but didn't have to start. So,
Yeah.
so we'll hold it over. Remember, we're going to put our hand there.
Yeah.
Find this hole. Now it's got to be a bit bigger, so we're going to put a balloon in there. So 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I say, it's got to be a bit bigger so you can stick your hand in and wave at me.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Now, do you know what you do with this? You just stick it on there. Isn't that amazing? And you've made an additional part of your hat. Now, there's another bit you can do here. I wonder if we can twist this. I'm just going to make a loop. 1, 2, 3. And find another sticky out bit and stick it on here like this.
Yeah.
And then basically, then you just say that's all you have to do. You just find another one, and then you can do another balloon, and it's another thing. So it's basically loop, stick,
Yeah.
way through, and then you'll get these great creations, right? So is that okay for the hat for that part?
Yeah. That's all fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that is so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. That's for the core. Okay. So the minimum you can do is 5. And then get out of there without anybody noticing that you actually, not done the proper thing.
Yeah.
We're going to go back in a second and explain to you how many, actually, I'll probably say two more of those. So 7 is the minimum amount of balloons that you can do, because if you just do 1, they might work it out. So
what do you mean by if you just do 1?
Sorry, if you do, you've got one for dog, 1 for sword,
Yeah.
2 for the hat, and then you've got the 1 for showing how to do the loop, and then you need another minimum of 2 more.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think, if I had to get away with trying to squeeze everything into my car, it's 7 minimum per child.
Okay.
150 children, and you can't put in 150 times 7. You're going to have to split the group.
Yeah.
So you'll only work out. I'd probably say I don't know what size your car is, but if it's a slightly smaller than mine, I'd probably go for 600. So which is about 60 children. I'd probably say don't book a show more than 60 children.
Yeah.
And then at least you can see how many balloons fit into your car, but before the next one that you book in, and then work it out from there. Right. So this is the dog now. So I'm going to show you how to do the kids with the dog, and it's the same as we get taught.
Yeah.
When I just bring the balloon out, first of all, I do silly things just to fill up the time. Who's happy?
Yeah.
Sad? Who's scared? An elephant. Woo, that sort of stuff. Okay, so now I want you to also make the squeaky noise. Oh, all right. Now we're going to stop on that because they'll ultimately find that somewhere when you've got 70 kids, and then you won't be able to control it. So we have a squeaky. Then also what you do is you have this balloon. You say, right, we always do it from the knotted end, but look, we need it a little bit more soft than this. So all I want you to do is rub your hands all the way up and down it. Now again, Eva, this is just it's partly faffing, also partly because we don't want that balloon to burst, and then it depends on how hot it is as well. This has to be inside. Sometimes they'll go, okay, there you are on the grass. And you're like,
no,
an adult, that balloons don't work on grass and wind. Okay, so you said, right, this is what you have to do. Hold it out over here like this. And I want you to hold it just like me. Everyone, look at me. This. Now, everyone, I want you to put your finger in the middle. Can you see this? Now, little kids, 5-year-olds will find this hard.
Yes, that's what I was wondering,
but it's just one of those ones where when we do balloon, like the magicians around here, when we do balloon hat workshop, we're like, yeah, it's so frustrating, but you just think, smile, you're getting paid a lot. Much. And it's still fun at the end for them to take it home. So you hold it there. Now with this hand, you're going to take this and rotate it around. 1, 2, 3, and then let go. Okay, can everyone do that? And then you do that. Okay, and then you do the same thing, which we've discussed, but we do it stupidly. Okay, so now you've got the head. Everyone give your other friend a kiss. Now we hold it again. Now look, it's exactly the same what we've just done. Put your finger in the middle. Can you see it in the middle? Perfect. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, and then they'll have this. So you say, look, oh, your doggy's backwards. If your doggy's backwards, you need to turn it around like this. And the final one, I said, thinking, repeat it. Oh, lovely. Now everybody name your dog, etc., etc. That's the dog one. Okay, so sword. This is how I do the sword for the kids. And I sort of do it for the payday parties and my super party heroes as well. So just imagine this is straight. I say, you hold this straight. Okay, put your hand in it, wave like this, and just to make sure. And now, normally with you guys, I say just say come here and then grab it because it's quicker. Kids can't. You just go wave at me. Oh, hello, hi. And then now. 1, 2, 3. Hey, look, it's a magnifying glass. Show me your magnifying glass. And now everybody stick the sticky bit through, and what they'll do is they'll do that as well, but it doesn't. I'm going to stick it through again. There we go. Or they'll do this, and then you can say, pull it everybody fighter. And now everybody have a sword fight, and then I stick on. What's it called? Everybody was kung fu fighting. 2, 2. And they have a bit of that. Top tip with kung fu fighting: get rid of the first part of it. Use an app called what's my mum doing? Use an app called Go Button. Looks like that. See that thing there? Go Button. I think it's $99. Right. But it's very good. It's very good. You have to practice. You don't have to practice a long time with it. It's not like it's just sort of a bit like getting a new camera. But it's very easy to understand. But it will be, you'll be able to trim up things, fade things into others, stop one music, start the other music. You don't have to get that, but just for the future down the road, everyone. And I also got a new button called Flick, Flic, which is just a Bluetooth remote. I got it recently. I don't know about it yet. It's just one nice, neat little button, but you can just do the whole pressing and it will move to the next track without being the thing.
Because when you go into Oshers, do you just do pre-made balloons, or what do you do? Or do you do workshops in Oshers, or?
I made loads of workshops in Oshers, So pre-made balloons for Oshers. It depends what they want. Sometimes they'll have a balloon twisting, just a balloon twister, and it's normal. That's what you get. So I will make, when I do the 165 children, I'm having them in split. So I'm doing 10 to 11, and then I'm having a break. I think 1.5 hour break. So I get a break for lunch. I'm doing 12:30 till 1, something like that. 12:30 to. And in that break, that's when I have to go into a classroom and just blow all those extra balloons up for the next. And what else we're doing? Dog sword. We've done the hat. I'm going to go back to this hat now and tell you a couple of things. Excuse me, aside. I'm just going to talk to Wayne. Sorry, I've got my assistant downstairs.
That's all right.
Hey, Wayne, not sure if you're going to get this before me. Would you mind just going downstairs, please, and just getting the Woolworth shop? So sorry. And just dragging it up to my door, please. Sorry, I'm just on the Zoom call right now. Thank you. Okay, right. So let's have a look. So the next thing is, let me just stop this here for the moment so I can see your face. Balloon hats. Okay, so when you do this, definitely get them in a circle. I always say the people who are listening, I'm going to get them in the middle, and I do a balloon shower. So I've now got extra balloons. I've got now, say it's 70 kids that we're working for.
Yeah.
I've got either, we've got my core 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, core 5, and then I'm either going to give another 5 balloons for them to twist, but you end up, this can be various colors. The other 5 balloons are going to be the various colors. And you can get away with about 3, because I notice when you do 5 in an hour, there's still a load on the floor and you're literally just trying to squish them all up together, twist them all in one. I call it fireworks. You're just like, oh, because you want to get it out of here and you don't want all this crap on the floor, basically.
Yeah.
Take them all when it's like time to go and you're like, oh, I need to go. Take them all, just twist it and it just turns into like a big and then you go, oh, what's this one? And give it to nice children. Anyway, so you have them in a circle. They've just done this, only this.
Yeah.
Now they're ready for their big balloons. I say, right, we're going to have the people who've been listening. They will have the balloon shower. They will have the balloon shower. Get like 2 children, 3 children. And then you get the oshes. Thank you, Wayne. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you again. Sorry. So then you have this, you know, they have the hats on, get 2 or 3 children in the middle, and then you get the OSH people to help you, and you say, right, everybody grab one of these, you take off the ribbon, you know, because you need to have the ribbon off as I usually take the ribbon off as I put it back in my car, in the hall, so it sort of splays out, because it looks like, and then you say, right, balloon shower, psh, like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get, just before I say do that, I'm just going to go back because I remember things that I say that you need to know. I say, if anybody moves out of the circle and starts to come and touch these balloons, they will have a 10-second delay on making their balloons. Just and otherwise you're like, my boy included. That's that. And then you put on some music. I usually put Shake It Off or something fun. And I just go around making those twirly whirlies. Have you done the twirly whirly love hearts? The twisties?
Yeah. Oh, the like this.
Yeah, let me just show you.
I'm not sure which one you mean.
I just twist it like that. I don't, and then I just do that whole.
Oh yes, yeah.
And I keep adding those, like they're all on the floor. I just keep adding those and going around, woohoo! But one thing I do not do is at the start, I always say, don't you know, don't come up to me to help you. You go to your teachers or you go to your older buddy, because otherwise you'll be inundated with 70 children who are just so lazy, not because I can't do it, and you just cannot. You have to be a facilitator. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that's an OSH.
Yeah. And how do you price it?
Price work. So I used to do if you have a look on the course on the MailChimp area, on the MailChimp templates, I'm pretty sure I've got the OSH, the whole price list on there. I've also somewhere as well. My actual whole price list for everything is on the course. I think it's probably under marketing as well. And what I used to do is have like a $550, and I'm telling you different things, but I keep remembering to go back. So hold on, bear with me. Now I'll tell you what I do now. So what I do now is I say I'm $18 per child, but you will get a heavy discount and down to $12. And I say heavy discount, $12, when it was always $12 anyway. And you do it like that. Now I'm down to $9 because I've heard recently that around here there's some other company called Australia Bosch or something. I can't remember what it's called. Australia Vacation Care, it's like that. Vacation Care Australia. They're doing it around $9 at the moment, and I have to beat them for certain things.
Right.
But it really doesn't matter what price you get because you have a minimum cap.
That's what I was going to ask you, is how does that part work? So minimum.
So let me go into share screen and I'll share with you.
Yeah.
So it's just so you've got it on the actual Zoom video, just in case you can't find it somewhere. Inbox.
Because my head, when you mentioned that to me in the car weeks ago, when we were talking in the car, I went, so it's $9 a child or whatever it was, but the minimum was like 500, which ended up being potentially not $9 a child. So I was just like going, huh?
Yes, that's right. So let's have a look. Hold on, it's invoices. Where are we? Up here somewhere. New templates, promo, biscuit parties. So just a thing as well for marketing, make sure that you split down everything, every single thing. So if somebody says, I want a performer with one leg and one arm, you know, it's going to be, you've got a MailChimp that has, oh, we've got one of those for you. Okay, it must be under promo, old promo. Where are they? Sorry about this. New templates. No.
Would they be under OSH related instead of parties?
Yeah, it'd be under OSH, but I can't see it. It's usually in here somewhere. Go back to old promo again. Promo templates, there we go. Okay, so tension bonnet. Okay, please keep them.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I used to have a big MailChimp thing happening, you know, just like the other ones with MailChimp, what I found with OSH is you end up, because it's their schools, they've got a bigger firewall than the average person.
Okay.
So it ends up going into the junk. So I've minimized it to it. So limited offer, $9 per child, little star.
Yeah.
Instead of 18 until the 10th of May. And then basically I just changed that around.
Yeah.
And then I say, see additional travel fee surcharge here, just in case. So I have one of these because I don't want to be going for $9 of, you know, $550 to nowhere. So they have also a one of those, and on the website, on the course as well.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, there's a thing on the course as well about how to make a one of
how to do this. Okay, cool.
And so I've got, let's go to, this is Marvelous Magic Show again. I'll just show you these just in case you fancy doing disco parties. 45-minute show. Max, I've got a max of children, and then I've got only 9 per child, minimum $4.95. So if they've got 10 children, they have to pay $495. If they've got, you know, let's have a look, pouch puppets. Been doing a lot of these as well, which is just a puppet show. $495 here. But as you've seen, I'm not sure if you followed me in the on the some of the payday parties, just the usual webpage. I'm $700-800 for just the same show, because $9 and they've got 100 kids, so it's like $900. So that's why I recommend. I used to just do a flat fee, and now I don't. Now I do $9. I've also had it where OSH people say, I don't know if they don't know how to count, but they say, look, from that $500 for my 60 children to turn up, you know, only for 1 hour. And then I said, that's a lot of money. And I say, like, you know, $4.95 divided by 60, that's $8.25. I said, do you have another sort of company? Because you'll need to know these as well, all these pushbacks. Do you have another company that's $8? There's, oh no, they're usually about $12 or $10. Okay, so for $8, they said, yeah, but the other people stay all day. I said, yes, they do stay all day, but I'm pretty sure that you'll have groups of children going out to them, so they still have the 1 hour experience. They're not there for the whole day having the same experience. Oh yeah. That sort of stuff. So but sometimes they can't work out what $4.95 is. You've got to break it up. If they say, well, that was a lot of money for that. I don't know. So have a $9 per child thing.
Yeah.
And again, I'm just doing a steps thing at the moment because I realize.
So I've got, see down, the next one down is the balloon twisting that you've got 60 kids at a time.
Yeah, because I know that I can get in about 700 balloons. So it's 600
and that's a 1 hour show.
Yeah, 60-minute show. So the first 0 to 10 minutes is me faffing around making a balloon, a hexagon hat. I'm fast though at a hexagon hat. I can do one in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Making balloons and here, hold on to this. So basically it's the first part of my magic show is the 10 minutes. So have a look at my magic show. Make that balloon hat, hexagon hat as fast as you can to match how fast I'm going. And then you'll know there's a you'll know that you've hit the
how long you need.
Then the rest, then you've got the second part is the dog, which takes about minutes. So that's now 20 minutes gone. The sword takes about 10 minutes because you also have a sword fight. That's 30 minutes gone. Then you make the basic of the hat. That's 40 minutes gone. You've got the other 10 minutes, which is the 50 minutes. And honestly, sometimes it's sort of like getting married. You think it's going to happen very quickly, but there's all this extra stuff which just magically.
Oh, look, I know, because I've worked a few ushers doing pottery stuff and things, so
you know how
it can go a bit haywire.
And then
you preface that with the carers and stuff. You'd preface all what you need from the OSH prior to.
Yeah, you do, but they don't. Sometimes they. We do find that they're a bit.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like talking to more children, just a bit older. So the final 10 minutes, I would do a balloon, like a limbo under a balloon. Space, or musical statues, stuff like that. But limbo works.
I had a look. We've got our vacation care program just come out, and there's no balloon twist. There never has been. No. Occasionally there was a magic show, and there's a petting stuff and a lot of sport related activities, but nothing like this.
There's two sides to that problem. It sounds like it's going to be amazing because, hey, it's balloons, something new, but it's not. This is what I found throughout my whole 15 years. It's hard. I've got an Australian puppet show. It's great. It's Australian. It's iconic. It's got. Do you know how many times it gets booked out? 20 times a year, 30 times a year? Nothing, not really. My magic show, because it's in their head. I must have a superhero at my kids' party. I must have a clown at my kids' party. I must have a face painter. Humans are to have what they want. I went to my own child's party at my own child's OSH, and who'd already said, "Oh, we'll have you like a couple of years' time," and then that lady left. And I said, "Why are you booking Magic Pete, who's my competition, and my son goes here, and I'm a teacher here at the school?" And they said, "We always have Pete, so we just book him in." Even though so you've got to, it's the norms that you've got to do. Now, the only way through those norms is to be calling those people up and sending them a video and stuff like that. But it's really getting on the phone and getting a relationship. If you get the relationship, you are in. But if you're sending cold emails, they don't want to know. So it's always like, and that has been the eye-opener of the last 15 years. The relationships are on the phone. It's just nobody, I don't want to pick up the phone. So John, my assistant John does that. But he's so inundated with phone calls back from kids' parties that we only do a certain cap on that. But I just think, so I'm going to try and train up my other assistant JV to phone them up. But if you find that you're not getting shows, it's because you're not cold calling. You have to be doing But another thing you need to know is if you're cold calling, do not think, this is what I've noticed as well, do not think that you're wasting your time when you've gone through 100 phone calls and you've got one booking and you've spent 6 hours on that. That one booking will probably not be one booking. It will probably end up as 6 bookings. So you've got 6 hours and split it all over, because otherwise people stop doing it because they think, "Oh, I only got one booking out of that," and you didn't. You're now in their little system. OSHs. So also we've got show. So we've got this. Let me have a look and show you what the videos here. While we're being interesting, and as I said, if you want to, sorry, take this off. Watch the video here. So I've just got a video because it makes it.
Registered you? Remember QBE for CTP, and you could get a $25 or more e-gift card.
This morning, we're going to be doing a brand new art project. So we're
I've shown you this already. But this is great because it is an OSH. I recommend just put it on your website. I want you to be successful in this. Put it on your and just say, we do these amazing things, just like this video here. They won't even recognize that it's not you. They're just like, they don't even care. It's just about balloons. So that's OSH's. Now pricing. What was it? What putting head on the day, pricing it. Also, when you have that show, you recall, that company up again the next year or the next Christmas. Because it's balloons, they probably won't have you for a balloon twisting again for the next time. That's why you have to have a variety of random things for balloon twisting. Or maybe you could have, instead, you can make it different. Like you can have, I can just do balloon twisting the next time and have these amazing creations or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, what do I call it? Old age homes are different.
Yeah.
Now, I'm doing a caveat here as well, and I'm sorry I keep chatting.
No, it's all good.
Because I know that there's so much information I've got that I can give you that's going to save time and money. OSHs and aged care homes and birthday parties. Birthday parties it's like turning on a tap with money, Oh, I've got birthday party coming out your ears. OSHs, you have to be cold calling. And it's continuous cold calling and it's continuous chasing up and stuff like that. It's assessments, random stuff. Risk assessments aren't that hard. Have you ever seen what a risk assessment looks like? Because they're usually everywhere, but it's usually balloon stop children from slipping, what I will do, minimizing it, that stuff. But don't work too much. Again, don't work too much on the risk assessment. I don't want you to be focusing on that because all they do, I now have a risk assessment. I will not even look at it. I will now find it in our risk assessment folder and tick that box that I've asked the lady for the risk assessment. That's what they do. So the next thing is, so the money, the amount of effort that you're going to have to put in to get OSHs and old care homes is like this much effort for birthday parties. So birthday parties is easy money. OSHs and old care homes are not. You've got to do.
So do you go into birthday parties just with balloon twisting, or do you have the full show with the guy? And that's what I mean. Is that
we do. We've got it on our website, balloon hat workshops for birthday parties. I've done one for my child. I've probably done about 4 in about 10 years. And again, it's that thing. It's an amazing, fun thing, but because people are registered, I must have a superhero. I must have a fairy. They're not looking, and if they're not looking, they won't buy because they're already pre-registered in whatever they're. And that's where the money is going into the pre-registered slot. So what is, be a fun entertainer, call yourself party games host, and then do this as a part of it, because then you're like I'm sure you probably don't want to dress as a clown as much as I do. But something like, I don't dress as anything now. I just put dread. And being like I can do a Pokemon themed birthday party where we all learn how to make our own training sword. I'm just making this up now. A Batman themed party. I want to make bat swords, and we go around, doing a big balloon sword fight and making it sound like that's what they want, but doing a different thing in the show. But it's I must have a Batman party. Great, we've got one of those. It comes along as like a big Batman party where you get party games and you get this really cool thing where you make a Batman sword, Batman weapon. He doesn't do swords. And then you make it as if it's that. That's really gets you more money from it. But you're not. But Balloon Hat Workshops, for some reason, unless you're trying to get that thought out of that person's brain, is like having to tug. And you
Yeah.
go with the channel, just go with
Yeah.
with that, and go with that marketing side. And old age care homes, you're going to have to plug as well, and they don't have much money.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I've got this, and where is it? Oh, people saying, but I do it because I actually love old people. If I was,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably the same thing for you. If I 100% magic, here we go. So this is, no, that's not it. Where is it? Easter vacation. Christmas, no, where is it? Should say like some sort of, but it's under here. No, not under there. It'll be under here, sorry.
That's all right.
Good that it's good if you see what I send them out to. Magical entertainment for your residents, 50% off with this email. Okay, so with this 50% off, again, it's, you know, magic. Like it's just, you put
Yeah.
So I don't chase these because there's no money in it. But I'll tell you quickly how I do these as well. And they're different, totally different in the old age than the Oshes because they can't move their hands, a lot of them. They're literally, sometimes they're like this. And they or they're like this, you know, in their chairs. The best thing about them is that when you go in there, you memorize all their names. If you can. I don't know if I've got anything on my website. Yeah, I do. I have memorized names. That really, really helps. Because then they're sitting like this, but you can say, John, look at you, John, you're enjoying yourself. And this like this, but it's fun, you know, for the then on top of there, I say it's only Wednesday, available Wednesday, because I want to be with my children. I only just do it because I like old people. Then I have ballooning 1 hour show and workshop. I call it a 1 hour show and workshop, and I say 460. And now it's only 280 with, you know, with this thing. And then I have a 30-minute stage magic show. And when they ask me for the stage magic show, I always push them to the workshop because old people don't really, they can't, you try and tell them a jack of spades and then you pick a card, any card, you go back there, and it's most of the time they can't remember. Not, you know, they've got dementia, that's why they're in there. So this is me here. See, it's not, look at the image. It's all about picking. This is why I say, forget about the website at the moment, forget about all the other stuff, go for the images, because without the images, you can't even start, you know. But look great. Just get magician. You've got all the old people here. I got a professional magician to come in. Actually, I don't professional. He was my friend who was doing it, and I gave him like $200 or something. And then I just got someone to edit this. And it's this here, the look, the smile, not this doesn't sell, this sells. And these happy faces sell. That's what it is. So when don't pick someone who's going to take a photo of the balloon, because that's not what they think. You need that end, the lady behind here. And I got I think I did this one free. You have to sometimes do stuff for free to get the video. But look at that, you know, she's got the baby, she's got I mean, that is worth so much money, you know, just to do that. Special account. And then what I do with that one is I have them all in a circle. I go in, it's not actually in the circle, it's 3/4 horseshoe. And they're all around here. They're all wheeled in. And I memorize all their names first. And then I make balloons and I put music on, and I put on the music, Neil Diamond. Caroline, because I love it and they love it too. You need some background because there's no energy there, because they're all like, you know, literally half asleep. Most of them are asleep. You know, not for they're not being mean, just that they literally are. So they come in and then it's just fun, and you're chatting. I have my microphone on, even though I don't need it. And I'm like, right, everybody. Well, this here is my name's Stephanie, and this here is these are Semprotex balloons. Semprotex come from, you know, and I'm talking about the balloons. And this is a 260 balloon, and you can't blow these balloons up without one of these balloon pumps. And I go through some bits and pieces as I'm making a balloon just to fill up the speaking, because I can't come back. I won't, and then I'll say, I'm going to be making mystery balloons today. Now, if any of you have any friends or family or grandchildren, or if you just want it for yourself, please make sure you put your hand up and I will give it to you, and we'll give these balloons out as you go. And so I make them so that they can't work out what they are. So the fish eyes don't go on, the eggs go on at the start, so it knows. And then I get them, I go, oh, look, who should we give this to? And half of them, most of the time, somebody will say, put their hand up for their grandson, but some of the time, nobody. You have to go, well, Jonathan, I think this would look lovely for you and and you just do that. And then halfway through, sorry, we've gone really over time. Are you okay to chat?
Yeah.
Halfway through, I do this thing where I have this, I say, right now, everybody, it's your turn. And we're going to do balloon swords today. Now, I don't, because there's usually only about a cap of sort of 30 people, I don't, let me just take this off. I don't have all the balloons blown up all at once.
Okay.
I blow it up with a giant balloon pump. Now, you spoke to Peter and Philbert, the Philbert pumps guy. Reply back to you, doesn't reply back to me, and I don't know why. It's very frustrating. But I recommend just getting, if you don't have one of those, get an $80 AliExpress balloon pump.
Okay. All right.
And then so you blow all that up, and then you go around and give out these balloons and bleed them a little bit. Now, some of them won't be able to do it, but most of them will. And you just literally, just like the kids, show them how to do it.
Yeah.
And then you say, right, everybody, balloons survive. Ha ha. You don't put on Kung Fu fighting because they're not actually doing anything. They're just hello to the other person in the wheelchair. But it's quite and that's really it. But at least see how much the pricing is from my area at this moment in time. So 2024 right now. So I'm doing it for 280 plus GST, which is not much. And they're still, you don't want to be chasing, for me, money is about, if you do the same thing, but money has to be easy because I want money in for my children. I've got 3.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
That's why I'm saying, when I start this thing up, payday parties, and I say you can have this money, it's true, but if you go down this route, I'm saying it's going to be harder. It's going to be a harder journey, a lot harder.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it because it's like, happy juju vibes, that's great, because that's what I do this too, because I don't do this for money going out 230, but it gives me juju vibes, and that's also it's emotional value. So that's and I think that is it, really. Do you have any other questions?
I probably do, but I think we can maybe do that for the second lot, because it's just things like, shopping centres, those sort of things like, but I'll have that on your site already, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I'll tell you some stuff about shopping centres, because I think you mentioned Westpac.
Yeah.
Westfield. Westfield are a painful shopping centre to go to. They have all these hoops to jump through. Other shopping centres, I would probably recommend going for easier and going to them directly, because Westfields usually go through an agency, and you can go to, and that's what I always say, go and find those agencies that are in your area. They're the ones who've got money, and then they just put money on top. And they're looking for professional, and they'll love you because you're older. They don't want 20-year-olds. They want something, looks like they're going to turn up. And so go for those people. I'd say you could ask Westfields what you need to do, but they always have, like, I've been on this for 15 years. I haven't marketed to Westfield because I know how hard it is. But I know that Matthew Glenn, who's my best friend, told me the other day he was at Westfield, he was doing something there, like a magic show or something. And he said he got booked to another entertainer, and then I think he got booked direct, but it was just a big palaver. It was just like the amount of work that you had to go through.
But I know that that's the thing, that ours does this every Tuesday morning, but it's based on the Montessori thing. So I don't know who's running it. I don't know how. She said, go on the website, you'll find. I couldn't find anything other than the information that they do workshops every Tuesday between 10 and 11.
Yeah.
But I don't know who runs them. I don't know. where they come from, and because it's the Montessori thing, it makes me go, okay, well, there's obviously set reasons for doing whatever they do each week.
Yeah.
But that's what made me think. And then when I saw it, I spoke to the Westfield woman that was sort of running it, and I just sort of went, oh, well, how do I find out? Because I'm local. She goes, oh, we actually really like local people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
great, but
For you then.
maybe, I don't know, like, because it was hard to find the info. So,
Yeah.
but I'm just putting my thinking brain on to look at how to do it, because I don't think I've got the, what's the word, the energy at the moment, or the patience to come up from scratch a full show at my age of what a kid's party.
Yes.
You know, like the Jedi or whatever.
But
I
what
don't know
you can
that
do,
background.
if you like the balloons, which I know that you do, is make sure, I mean, have you done all the balloons? Because I feel like I haven't done all the balloons with you. I don't think you've done the hexagon hat, stuff like that.
I've tried it, and I did it from the start of the video, and then when I saw the one that you did from the top down, I'm like, oh, hello.
Yes.
But even there was one I saw, I think it was on your site, and it was just a single layered version of what you do. And I thought, well, that's very quick and easy. And especially even if it's slightly older kids, then you can do stuff with that, like that. But it's more that I think the balloon twisting, the learning of it will come quite quickly for me.
Yeah, it does.
It's more just, how do I use that, to make money? And at the moment, you know, $200 an hour is more than what I'm getting right now. So that part doesn't matter. I've got connections at our current OSH, but I've noticed they've never had balloons ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because it's a policy, or if it's because balloons, kids can choke on them. You know, I don't know if it's that sort of thing, or whether there's just no one around that does it.
Yeah.
At that level for OSHs. Now, I've also got an inroad with a friend who runs a pottering business, and she does the OSHs with painted pottery and, you know, hand making pottery. So I am sure she would be very happy to speak to her OSH and go, listen, I've got this woman, blah, 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 interested. So I've got sort of contacts. The old age home is just, again, it was just something a bit like you that I just thought it might be really good for people with dexterity. But I've also seen ads where they go, oh, we'd like a singer to come in and do it for free. And I'm like, well, what, do you get your nurses to do it for free?
Yeah, they're always doing that stuff.
So that's just a secondary thing. And then I've got this other company who work with, they've just created a women's shelter for abused women and kids and stuff. Husbands are probably in prison and that sort of thing. And when I mentioned I'm looking at doing balloon workshops, he goes, oh, I wonder if the women in our shelter would be interested, because it looks like they help them create business or do things, that sort of stuff. And I thought, oh, that would be really cool too. You know, even if that comes along, I'd speak to you and say, hey, are you interested in coming on board to have these women come on board to learn how to become
some sort of
party people or whatever, you know? I don't know. So it's just, I'm just sort of starting to just think, brainstorm out, and then come back in, and then go out and come back in.
I think also the main bread and butter, if you want quick and money, is definitely kids' parties as a balloon twister.
Yeah.
Because that's
the twister I don't have a problem with, but it's just how you market yourself, how long you do it, how much you charge then if you haven't got a full tug of war show. And
that's all on the website as well. So
so I'll have a look at all that. Sometimes I just sort of go, oh, it's all too much, and I shut down. And I thought, no, I can see myself doing the teaching part because I've done it. More so, and I think if I was, 20 something, I wouldn't have a problem. I go as a clown or whatever, but with family and being older, and it's just,
but the money is
overwhelming.
Yeah, the money isn't though in the performing. The money's in how to market. So what I'm doing now, just don't even think about the ballooning. Think about how I'm using my talents now of marketing myself for XYZ.
Yeah.
How I'm learning how to market myself through niching, through cold calling, through, emails. That's the talent that you've got, and that's the money that's going to get it in. It's not the vehicle, it's the actual, the petrol that you're putting in the vehicle. And that's what you're basically learning from here is beautiful images to get the attention, that sort of stuff, which you can take and you can put it into something else, like in 5 years' time. You know,
Yeah.
you write a book and you know, okay, right, I've got a cold call, I've got to make
Yeah.
doing the emails. I can't just sit back and expect somebody's going to sell my book. So it's that sort of stuff, really. That's the stuff.
Yeah.
All of this is gaining, not even for here, not for 2 years. It's for
Yeah.
your on how
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Totally.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave it this time.
Okay. Yeah.
We do a half an hour, but it was so lovely chatting to you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So I will see you next Monday,
Yeah.
8 o'clock, and hopefully, was that okay for you?
Yeah. Brilliant. I've got heaps of ideas and thoughts, and yeah,
That
so
sounds
that's great. Awesome.
All right, then I'll see you next Monday.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks heaps. Bye.